I just got a couple new pairs of shoes, and I'm at that point right now where I try to bring them up and like show them to people so I can like brag on it and my like savvy fashion sense and stuff. Like it looks like, oh man, what a workout! Is get a good stretching. Oh, those? Yeah, those are just the Air Max 980 Wave Home. I don't even know what I got. They just look cool. I depressed myself watching back this footage. I'm a lonely dude. Welcome to this video. I said I was gonna do a Disney video. This is a Disney video. I'm gonna do a video about Disney video, worked at Disney video, Disney. Dan talks about Disney stuff. So like I said in my second video, I think I used to work at Walt Disney World. I worked at Epcot and Hollywood Studios mostly, and I like Disney. I love Disney. Huge Dis nerd. So combination of words. I am both of those things. So I like to talk about Disney every once in a while, and recently there has been some changes going on in the parks, and they've shut down two cult fan favorite rides at both Epcot and Hollywood Studios. Today I would like to pay homage and remember those rides before they are just erased from the halls of history at Walt Disney World. So pardon me. Change my shirt. Haunted Mansion shirt. Get it? Dead rides. Jokes about ghosts. Disney. I'm not very funny. What, may I ask you, is Ellen DeGeneres really famous for? Her incredibly successful television show, her stand-up, maybe her sitcom, any of the number of things she's done that's incredibly successful. None of those things. She is most famous for Ellen's Universe of Energy in Epcot, the ride way in the back corner that like 18 people know about. Ellen's Universe of Energy was, how do I word this lightly? Boring. Yes, it's true, Ellen's Universe of Energy was a pretty boring ride, but it was only because they were trying to teach you something, and who likes to learn stuff when they're not in school? Only intellectuals, and I'm not one of those guys. It was a ride that was geared to try to teach you about renewable energy and how to save the planet from running out of resources, and also subsequently global warming and climate change and stuff like that. So it was a pretty interesting concept. I actually think the first time I heard about solar energy and wind farms and those types of renewable energies being used in a mass quantity, I think it was the first time I ever heard that was on this ride. So I have learned something. It's pretty fun. The ride is very long. It's 45 minutes stem to stern, and it's because there's movies, movement, and more movies. The ride has a very intricate story, and I really enjoy it. It's Ellen DeGeneres taking a nap, and she has a daydream. In her dream, she's on Jeopardy with her high school nemesis, played by Jamie Lee Curtis, and then also Albert Einstein, because you need 3 people to play Jeopardy. That's just a fact. Alex Trebek hosts the show, and Ellen is getting crushed by her high school roommate, and all of the questions are about energy. Coincidence? I think not. The halfway point where they have an intermission in the show, Ellen's kind of feeling down the dumps, and she quits her dream and she wants to like walk out and not come back. She's embarrassed. But in her dream, her next door neighbor, Bill Nye, the mother cussing science guy, comes out of friggin' nowhere and says, yo, I'll teach you about energy and stuff. Also, I have a TV show. How cool is this? Working together. Movie magic. Bill takes her on all these adventures, takes us back in time, surrounded by dinosaurs, and moving forward and talking about how at the very beginning of the Earth's formation, it's teeming with energy and wildlife, and it's the coolest place of all time, and you get chased by T-Rex, blah, blah, blah. And then there's very fun, very cool, overarching aerial shots of the Earth and a panoramic video, and then we come back to square one and Ellen wins Jeopardy. The point of the ride really was mostly, it's a great nap ride. If Anybody who knows anything will tell you that the lies that Disney has told you for years, the biggest one is Epcot stands for Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow. That's a lie. It's not true. Epcot stands for Every Person Comes Out Tired, because it's a big mother cussing park, and I don't have the knees I did when I was 12. I can't do it anymore. I need to take a nap by the time I get a quarter of the way through the thing. So when I'm like halfway through the park and I'm very tired and I don't want to go all the way home, or if I'm staying on ground, I don't want to travel all the way to my hotel room, take a nap, and then 3 hours have passed and I've missed valuable park time, I just go to Ellen's Universe of Energy and I crush a nap for 45 minutes and I'm back in the game. To your health. Oh yeah. And I truly will miss it. It'll be something that I'll miss because it was one of the first rides I went on with my family when I went to Epcot for the first time. So I have a lot of sentimental value there. So rest in peace to Ellen's Universe of Energy. Second ride. Great movie ride. I'm upset about it, and I'm gonna talk about it. I'm not happy. Here we go. It's a great movie ride. Let me explain the ride before I explain why I'm upset. The ride is a trip through the movies. Literally, you are in the middle of scenes of classic Hollywood movies. Wizard of Oz, Casablanca, Fantasia, Alien, Indiana Jones, Tarzan, the original Tarzan. These really cool golden era of Hollywood movies that have kind of gone to the wayside. We get to be put in the middle of them in the scenes that we've grown to love, and also at the same time being hijacked by characters. And it was the great. You had to do it. The animatronics were old, but they were the original animatronics, and I think there's something cool about the nostalgia of that Disney science with the animatronics and stuff like that. The real thing that you had to go on the Great Movie Ride for was this crazy cool montage that they had at the end of the thing. Pull in your car like this, and from a whole wall, just one big old screen, and it was a montage of the coolest movies. They had a Barbra Streisand movie in there too, so you had something for everybody, even grandma. They did try making alterations to it, having the Turner Classic Movies channel come in and do a thing, and new narrator, but the basic sense of the ride stayed the same. But I will really miss that ride. It's like every ride at Disney has a certain sentimental value to you, and they hold on to you, and I think a lot of people were sentimentally attached to the Great Movie Ride, and it was a great ride. I'm upset that they're getting rid of it for a really serious reason, not a funny reason, for a pretty serious reason, and it is this. Every park has a moral compass ride, is what I like to call it. At Epcot, it's Mission Space.
Looks like Bruh Fox and Bruh Bear are causing some kind of commotion downstream.
In Animal Kingdom, it's Kilimanjaro Safaris. At Magic Kingdom, it's Small World. It's stuff that kind of gives you the idea of what the park's message overall is. For Magic Kingdom, it's unity and happiness and magic and dreams come true. And at Animal Kingdom, it's living alongside animals and working together as one unified group to help the animals thrive, so we also in turn can thrive. In Epcot, it's about looking at the past and where we've come from and how far we've come, so we can understand how to be better going into the future. Hollywood Studios' moral compass was a little different, mostly just fun. It's about the glitz and glamour and the idea that people had of Hollywood, but not the actual reality of Hollywood, the Hollywood that existed in our minds, and that's it. I do think that getting rid of the Great Movie Ride kind of gets rid of the overall story, and there's not a way for you to like really capture the spirit and essence of Hollywood Studios anymore. But this is why I'm not totally upset. Hollywood Studios seems to be going in a totally different direction than it was before. It used to be mostly steeped in the 20s and 50s, big Hollywood California sets, the Sunset Boulevard and Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower of Terror show business and the history of all the TVs and movies that we love. And I think we're moving in a different direction where we are going to be living within the same universe as our favorite movies, with Star Wars Land and Toy Story coming into the picture, and the Mickey and Minnie ride that they're putting in place of the Great Movie Ride. I will always have a very special place in my heart for both the Great Movie Ride and Hollywood Studios, because I called Hollywood Studios home for about 3 years while I worked at Disney, and people are criticizing the company for the moves that they're making. I think that Hollywood Studios, for the smallest space, had done more with less to work with. And I'm excited to see what the VP of Park Operations at Hollywood Studios, and of course Bob Iger, will be doing moving forward with the park ideas at Hollywood Studios and the new renovations and the updated stuff that they want to do at Epcot. I'm really stoked about where Disney's moving. I've only been away from Disney for about 2 or 3 years now, and in those 2 or 3 years, Disney's shaping up to be a totally different place than I remember it to be, and I think that's the beauty of Disney. It's always moving, it's always changing, it always wants to be better and bigger and different, and the community gets behind it. And although we do get sad when things like Ellen's Universe of Energy or the Great Movie Ride leave, it does mean that we're making room for bigger and better things. I do wish that they did update the movies that they had in the Great Movie Ride. Everything was pretty old, and I wish that we could have done something with like Inception or Batman, even though these are titles that don't necessarily belong to Disney. Disney and the MGM brand and the Turner Classic Movies brand, I believe, could have worked something out to at least honor the new tradition and heritage that movies have in our country and the world, frankly. But it's gone, and it's leaving, and it's, you know, just the way the world works. But the replacement of a Mickey Mouse ride is going to be fun. There's not a Mickey Mouse ride per se at Disney World. We do have the Barnstormer, which is a Goofy ride, but we don't have any ride. You know, there's PhilharMagic, which is a movie, and we have Wishes and 100 other things with Mickey incorporated in it, but we don't have a Mickey Mouse and Minnie ride, which is, from my understanding, what's going to be put in here. I am excited for that. That'll be fun and good. I love Mickey, who doesn't? But if we do a new version of the Mickey Mouse that we're like being shown on Disney Channel and the shorts that they're showing, where it's not our original Mickey Mouse that we're used to, it's like a pop sugar, I don't know what the art style is, this kind of Mickey, that's trash. I hate that Mickey, and some people might like it, and that's fine, but that's not Mickey Mouse. That's just a Mickey Mouse impersonator. That's Marty Moose. I don't know what to call this guy, but he's not Mickey Mouse. Just please use, you're gonna get rid of something traditional to the parks like Great Movie Ride, put traditional Mickey back in the picture, please. I don't want to see this new Mickey Mouse. I'm not a fan of him. And as far as what's replacing Ellen is concerned, big stuff's coming. We're losing the Universe of Energy. That's true, one of the greatest nap rides to ever exist, but we're gaining a Guardians of the Galaxy ride in Florida, and that's stellar. Get it? Stellar, interstellar, space jokes. I'm so funny. I'm back at it. Pun count. The thing I am a little worried about, kind of, is if we get so Marvel focused at Disney and we don't actually celebrate the actual Disney brand and we create new stories and stuff. But that'll be a road that we have to cross when we get to it. So hopefully the Imagineers and the creative team at Disney give us better rides, or at least rides that we love just as much, with a strong story and something that we can get attached to and want to ride again and again and again, and adds to the culture of each respective park. That's it. This episode of Disney Dan is done. I'm gonna get out of my morning costume. Alright, I do want to say one last sentimental goodbye to a place that's not really Disney related, but it was at Disney. During my time at Disney, a lot of people know you don't make a ton of money as a cast member, but it is part of the experience, and you stay because you love what you do. That's true, but I needed to make money, needed to make rent. And making rent was mostly attributed to Wolfgang Puck's Grand Cafe and Dining Room at what is formerly known as Downtown Disney, but is now Disney Springs, which I still think is the corniest name of all time. We were on the west side of Disney Springs, and we were the coolest restaurant. We had the best people, best aprons, best sushi bar. I came to Wolfgang for the money. I stayed because I made a family, and these people right here behind me on this wall, I never will forget them, and they're a family, and I wish that I kept up with them more. That's on me, and I miss all of them dearly. I don't think that they really know how much they truly did save my life, so thank you all, and you mean more to me than you'll ever know. The place, the restaurant itself was pretty tacky. The Art Deco and the crazy color schemes and weird shapes and stuff was weird. It was a weird looking building, a weird looking interior, but it had great food and great people, and I don't think I'll ever work at a restaurant again that I love nearly as much as I did Wolfgang Puck. I dreaded going into work because it was busy and the people coming into work were bad, but you know, you never like the people you serve, really. The people who you work with make your experience at a restaurant either great or terrible or okay, and I had worked with great people. I had a great surrounding of peers every day, and I love them all a lot, and I thank you guys so much. Had great managers. Wolfgang Puck will be missed by me, and yeah, end of an era, I guess. So we were just the best, and I miss them all a lot. I miss every single person I worked at Wolfgang with, and I love you all so much, and you saved my life, and I don't think you'll ever know how much you mean to me. So thank you to Wolfgang Puck and Levy Restaurants for creating a great restaurant, but thank you to the people I worked with for making a home. So I love you all a lot. Thank you so much. Okay. Once again, thank you guys for watching. Follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. I got rid of my Google+. You can't follow me there anymore. I will be doing more Disney Dan videos. Tell me if you want to learn anything about Disney. I can tell you anything you need to know. I'm a pretty smart guy when it comes to that, but about anything else, I'm a dumb boy. I'm a dumb boy. But thanks for watching once again. Appreciate you. Love you lots. See you next time. Okay, bye.
When the crypt doors creak and the tombstones quake,
Spooks come out for a swing and wake,
happy haunts materialize.
and begin to
I can't talk. That's it for this episode of Disney Dan. Please follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. I do some stuff there, but not nearly as funny. I'm actually not funny. I can't talk correctly today. My mom told me that.